Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett, we've got Trev down there, and welcome to these 31 videos in July, and I hope you get something out of it. Today's video is all about giving you 4 tips to help you strike your irons. Now, it's difficult, isn't it? Because the ball's on the floor, obviously we've got different lies, but the ball's on the floor and being able to make solid contact every time is difficult. Because when the ball's on the floor, you know, you're dealing with kind of quite a fine margin between kind of hitting it thin, fat and a good strike. So I'm going to give you 4 tips to guarantee a good strike every time. Okay, so front camera set up and we'll see in a little bit. Okay, so the first one is actually before you take the club face back. It's something you can do at address to kind of really guarantee yourself, to set yourself up for success for a good strike. It's going to help you is having the ball, as you can see there, under your head. So you can see, if you're not unsure, you can see with a line there, I'm kind of got the ball kind of with a 7-iron here, just forward of centre, if not centre. That allows my hands to be forward of the ball. More importantly, it's under the centre of my body. More so if the ball's off my left side here, like with a driver. So getting the ball under your head and in the middle of your body is going to really help you kind of collect that ball first. If you're unsure how to do that, you can just take your stance, stay as you are, just plumb bob on your nose, bring it back, and you can see there it's right under my nose. So that's really going to set yourself up, because what you're looking for, and I'm going to go into more detail in a little bit, is you're looking for the impact position to be more forward than where you started. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of that. So first tip is with an iron, I wouldn't go back of centre, I'd keep it kind of under your nose, and that's really going to help you with this strike of the golf ball first. Right, let's get on to the second one. Okay, so the second tip is a continuation from the first one. You can see my head is over the top of the ball there, and what you want to do with an iron, you want to coil and twist your body, but keeping your head pretty stationary. Now, you can see the sides of my cap there. When I twist back, there's a movement of my side of my cap, so I haven't kept my head completely stationary, because it's going to be really difficult. I'm allowing my kind of head to move over and look at, to point over to those 3 balls, but I'm kind of looking down at the ball with my left eye more. So more importantly, I'm coiling, so I'm twisting my body, weight going back into my right hip and my right leg, but I'm keeping my head very stationary over the top of the ball. Because remember, what you want to do with an iron, you want to try and get that ball first, and what you don't want to do is be behind the ball. So if you're looking kind of, that's why we have our head over the ball to start with, but what you don't want to do is sway off that, and then you're in a whole heap of trouble. You're going to have to come back to the ball and lean into it with your top half. So the second tip is keeping your head where it is throughout your whole backswing whilst you're twisting and putting weight on your back leg there. Okay, let's have a look. So you can see the line, make sure it's above me. Let me check. Little plumb bob there, it doesn't have to be millimetre perfect, you can see it's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to keep my head there as much as I can. It's going to be able to twist a little bit, and let's keep it there whilst I'm twisting. That felt nice and compressed. Okay, let's move on to the third one. So the third one is being able to make sure we've got a bit of height in the club face on the way back. And height meaning we don't lift the club up in the air. Height happens by hinging. Because remember, what goes up must come down. But if you haven't got any height, so if you're bringing the club too flat, you're probably going to have to kind of come over the top. What you want to try and do is have a bit of natural height to the club head, so it strikes down on the ball. And hinging, so you want to try and keep it kind of passive to start with, but then the hinge comes after that. So you can see there, I'm kind of hinging this club up in the air, and that's going to help now with the club to strike down. It's going to give you the kind of the key that unlocks the down into the ball. So there's the juggle. The juggle is obviously at the start it's pretty simple. You can kind of feel like your head's over the ball a little bit more, having your hands a bit more ahead naturally. Now from here it's a juggle of the 2 things. We're twisting, keeping our head still, whilst hinging the club up in the air. So now halfway back, you can see, you can check if you like. So keep looking down at the ball, twist, head still, halfway back, which is left arm parallel to the ground. There's your 90-degree angle between the club and your left arm. And that's what you're looking for halfway back. And that is halfway back. That's not the end of your backswing, obviously. You just continue it from there. So you can do those little breakdown feelings, head over the ball, twist and hinge. What helps with that is a finger grip. So get your hands, get your club in your fingers. So twist and hinge. So natural height. That gives you height for the club to drop down. But get your head right over the top of the ball, twist, keep your head still and hinge up. Okay, let's get on to the fourth one. Oh, it's windy. Okay, the fourth and final one is how we lateral pressure shift over to our left side. Now, I've gone into different videos about this before in the channel, but this is really going to be the icing of the cake now. So you've got your three feelings on the way back. Now the top of the backswing, because you're kind of over the top of the ball now you don't have to do a lot of pressure shifting, just a little bit. Because remember what I said at the start of the video, impact wants to look different than address. So address, you're kind of on top of the ball, you kind of got your pockets kind of 50-50 either side of the iron here, either side of the ball. But impact, you're moving those pockets towards the target whilst keeping your head over the ball. That's important. You're not lunging with your head forward and lateral. You're going to shove it and come over the top and probably hit the North Pole. So the head stays relatively still on that line, as you can see, whilst the pressure shifts. So there's your little drop down, there's your kind of little pressure shift over to the left, you can see with the lines. And that's going to help you be in front of the ball with kind of a majority of your body and legs, whilst your head stays behind. That's exaggerated, by the way, but you can see there, that's going to be very difficult for me to hit behind the ball there. I'm going to really kind of compress, hit the ball first with some ball turf. Doesn't have to be done perfectly. That's exaggerated, by the way. I'm always here to kind of show you a little bit of exaggeration for effect, but you kind of get the idea. So head over the ball, keep it there. If you're used to swaying, this is going to feel really weird, but make sure your belly is giving you some coil and some weight onto that back leg whilst keeping your head there. A little bit of hinge up in the air. That's going to be the tricky bits. Do those two things at once. Twist, head still, hinge up. And then from here, there's a lateral shift. Now that's going to take you a while to kind of juggle these three feelings, that's for certain. But practice swings, hitting shots into a net. Why hitting shot into a net is really good, because it kind of takes the result away. When we stand on the range, or especially the golf course, there's always a result base, so we kind of tend to go back into old. Here, hitting to a net kind of gives you, can you kind of get inside your feelings a little bit more without the fear of what the ball is doing. Okay, let's try one. Head, and we're twisting, keeping the head still, a little bit of hinge up, and then we're really shifting our weight, as you can see with the slow motion after the swing. Make sure I don't hit Trev. Okay, let's go for it. So you can see there with the slow motion swing, you can see what my impact and address position looks like, the difference, because I'm allowing, and it's giving me the ability now, because I'm over the top of the ball in the backswing, it's giving me the ability now to get in front of the ball with a little bit of lateral motion. If I was swaying off the ball, I'm not going to get forward of it, or if I do, I'm going to have to kind of really lean, and that's going to be inconsistent. Might as well hit the last one here. Twist, head still, hinge up, lateral shift. Remember, keeping your head still as well. You're not lateral shifting with your top half, just with your pockets basically, allowing this to kick in, the back leg. And you can see there with the slow motion, hopefully, the difference and how much I'm shifting over to create that kind of that impact look where your head's still on top of the ball, but everything's starting to move. Okay, everyone, so that's a brilliant kind of feeling. Now, you don't have to do those four things when you kind of go and hit a golf ball, because thinking of four things during a golf swing can't be done. It's happening too quickly. So I'd say the biggest thing is kind of make sure your address position's good and kind of lateral shift it. But like I said, practice swings at home, hitting shots into a net, you can kind of break these feelings down. Slow motion swings. Slow motion swings are fantastic, aren't they, Trev? Because they give you the awareness time whilst you're in motion, and then you kind of build up the speed from there. Okay everyone, so I hope you're enjoying these videos that I'm doing in July. Love making them for you. If you've got any suggestions about what you'd like me to do, any content, please comment below. If you haven't been to the channel before, I'd love you to be part of the community we've got here. It's a growing little community, so I'd love you to hit that subscribe button if you can. So until tomorrow, hopefully it's going to be a little bit quieter tomorrow. We've got thunder and lightning due later on, so yeah, hopefully we've got a bit of a quieter day weather-wise tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great golfing day if you're playing, and we'll see you then. Cheerio.